Well, hi folks, here we are. It's time to enter the dungeon, and it's giant onion transplanting time. So this is me grow room in all its glory, mylarred up. So I'll just show you what I'm about to do. There are my onions, my giant onions this year that have been growing for, I think I planted in the middle of November, so they're just short of 2 weeks. And they're at that stage now called the crook stage, which basically means they look like a shepherd's crook. So apparently when they've just started to straighten up, so they're at a right angle, that's the ideal time to prick them out. So it's now time to prick them out, as I said. So what I'm using is just some Levington's F2 plus S compost, which is a fine compost with sand in it, and I've added a bit of vermiculite in it to open up the structure, and put about a handful of seaweed in it, seaweed meal, just to give it some sort of trace elements and micronutrients. And I'll be potting these on into just little 3-inch pots for now, which we're doing for a month or so, and then the next potting they will go into 5-inch pots, about litre pots, and then depending on how vigorously they've been growing, the final potting will be into 2-litre pots. So, but the first stage is to get these pricked out into the 3-inch pots, so we'll get on and do that. So here we are. I'm just going to fill these 3-inch pots up now, nothing's fancy. I'm just going to fill them up like that and stick them in a seed tray for later on, making sure that the compost's not freezing cold, because you don't want to shock the plants that have been growing in nice warm conditions by planting them into some freezing cold compost. So like I said, don't tap it down too hard, because they're like a free draining root structure, and if you compact it too much it won't do them any good. Hence the reason for the vermiculite, that keeps an open structure. So we'll get on, we'll just finish all these, and then I'll just show you how I prick me seedlings out. Right then folks, so now it's time to prick out the seedlings, and my weapon of choice is just a teaspoon handle. So with all this giant stuff, the idea is to keep reselecting, well, just keep selecting the biggest ones. So you just want to be picking all the best, most vigorous ones, even at this stage. So like I say, I'm growing 30 on. They'll be cut down to probably 15 at the next potting, and then I'm only intending to plant 6 or 8 out. So out of these 30, only 6 will ever be grown on properly to a full onion. So like I say, each stage you've just got to keep picking the biggest and most vigorous plants out. So if I carefully just tease the onion out, I don't know whether you can see, it's got a nice root, but it's not started to branch out, so I'm not doing any root disturbance at this stage. And then using just a little cane, I'm just going to dib a little hole in, simple as that, and just plonk the onion seedling in, just slightly lower than where it was growing in the seed compost, like that. Just give it a tap to settle it, and that's it. Repeat 30 times. So again, I'll just tease another one out, another one there. It's a really tedious job, but in about 9 months time, when you're hopefully getting a 10-pounder growing, it's all been worthwhile. So it's as simple as that, as tedious as that. Another one there. Carefully dib it out. I thought of doing this for a living like some people do in garden centres. It would drive me bananas. So I'll just get on and do the rest of them, pick the best 30 seedlings out to prick out, and then I'll just give them a quick water and bung them under the lights again. So there we go folks, that's 30 pricked out now, 30 of the strongest ones. The only ones that are left in there are quite weedy looking ones and slow ones, so I've picked the best 30 out of the 50 or so. So I'll just give them a quick watering in now with my little pop bottle watering can. Might knock them over, but they do recover. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to grow them on under just 12-hour lights now. 12 hours of light at around about 60 degrees. No colder than, well, they won't get any colder than 50 degrees, but they don't want to be any hotter than about 60 ideally, because otherwise they just get too leggy and too spindly. So they want to be grown under bright lights in sort of warmish 60, 55, 60 if you can. That's about the ideal temperature. And then we'll see. Some of these will be more vigorous than others, and like I say, what I'll do, I'll just transplant the best 15 or so, because they'll start showing marked, you know, differences in growth rates. So I'll just pick out the best 15 at the next transplanting stage once the roots are full of pots. The pots are full of roots even. And you just keep doing that until you get your best 6 or 8 plants. And then hopefully we'll get a 10 pounder this year. Got £9 10 ounce this year. So if I can get a 10 pounder, I'll be happy. So I'll just put these under my lights. Now I've just got a little 2 foot, I don't know whether you'll be able to see it, probably not, 2 foot set under here, which I've just done for these, so I don't have to have the big light on for me. That's for my other onions. So that's it. They'll go underneath me lights now for 12 hours a day, and then we'll see what they're like in about a month, 6 weeks, when they're ready for the next potting on. So that's about it, folks. Giant onions pricked out and potted on. See you later.